and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to do something that I know you all know how to do. And this is candied yams, what we call yams. They're really sweet potatoes. We from what I understand, don't really get yams here. But it's a sweet potato. And I know that everybody makes this for Thanksgiving. But because I was asked on Facebook if I would do some sides for Thanksgiving, I'm doing this. And I don't know if my kids even know how to cook a sweet potato. But so I have a couple of examples here. When I go to the grocery store, you can see maybe 3 different kinds of potatoes in this category. One is a real dark purple, and it's usually an Asian sweet potato, which is very good. It's a little bit drier. It's white inside. But it makes a great potato, baked potato. It's great. And there's the regular sweet potato, and then there's one, and this is really not a really good example of it, but here's one here on this pan. This is a sweet potato also, but it is a ruby sweet potato. And hopefully when I cut it open, it'll be the ruby. And the ruby is the flesh of the sweet potato is a darker orange than the regular sweet potato. And I don't think there's much difference. You can make, candied yams with any potato, any sweet potato, it doesn't really matter. But I usually do the ruby sweet potatoes. I like those the best. And we're gonna add some brown sugar, some golden raisins, some walnuts, and some marshmallows and butter. And that's all we're gonna put into this casserole, and I'm going to prepare it and let you guys watch. So first I'm going to spray the pan with some cooking spray. It seems to work best for me. And then now these sweet potatoes, these ruby sweet potatoes, I poked a couple holes in them, although I don't like doing that, I do it. And I put them on this tray and I put them in the oven at 400 until they were tender. And I used a meat fork, which is right here, to make sure that they were cooked. So when it went in all the way, it was cooked. So I'm just going to, this is really simple. This is not a hard recipe. So I know everybody has their own system to do this. And sometimes peeling the potato gets to be a little bit of a pain, but it's okay. These are cooled off, so it's easier. I have done them when they're right out of the oven and they're really hot. But I love sweet potatoes, just baked, with a little bit of butter. I think it's delicious. So here it is. I don't know how you do it. I'm just taking off a little bit of the brown spot because it was on the pan and I had it in there at 400. So I'm just taking off, the skin, whatever's left here. So really simple, not difficult. And I'm just going to cut them and lay them in the pan. And I kind of just spread them out a little bit. Well, this is not going to be a difficult recipe at all. Sweet potatoes, you can boil them in a pot. You can just wash them, don't prick them or anything, just put them in a big pot and boil them. That's how my mom did it. But I kind of like they seem to be sweeter once I've roasted them in the oven or baked them in the oven. So that's why I do it this way. But it's the same, same thing, same recipe, but you can boil them if you want. Just peel it off and just take off the stuff you don't like, or the, little potato eyes or whatever they are, I don't know, spots. It's okay, I don't need it, it's okay. And then just place it in here. Nothing to it.
Okay.
Cooked and done. Okay, so we prepared the sweet potatoes, and you can see I just put them in there. No big deal. Just peeled them, cut them, and you can do a second layer on top. It doesn't matter. You can also make this dish 2 days before. Cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator. And on the day of Thanksgiving or whenever you're going to have it, just heat it up. Because that's all you're going to do is heat this through because the potato is already cooked. So I'm going to start by, and you can do as little or as much as you want, of brown sugar. You know, I know most of you make these, so, you know, this is going to be just a repeat of what you do. But I want my kids to see it. They love it, but I don't think they've ever made it, you know. So there's a lot of sugar here. So that was, basically it was a cup, because this was a half a cup and I used it twice. Okay. So the other thing I'm going to put are some golden raisins, and I just sprinkle them. And I will admit, I put a lot of sugar on this. You can put less. When I'm done with it, it tastes better than sweet potato pie, but it's really good. So I don't know how much this was in here, Frankie. We put the raisins in this bowl.
I would say it's a half a cup.
Okay, so just, you know, use, you know, put as much as you like. The other thing I do is I get some shelled walnuts, and I pick out the big ones and I just put them in there, and I just place them around like I did with the raisins, and I just want the big pieces. I don't want any small pieces. So I just kind of go through the walnuts that I have and pick out the big chunks and stick them in there, and I just like it. And I don't know how many people really like candied yams. You know, I'm calling this sweet potato casserole, to tell you the truth. It's not really a yam. And I just put, I don't know, maybe a half a cup when I'm done. But I looked for the biggest pieces that I had, you know, the halves. And I'm just putting a few, you know, not any real order or anything. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some butter, and I don't know how much, I just put it on there. So I just cube it up and put it on. And I don't know if I'm going to use a whole stick of butter, maybe.
So then you put that in the oven and then just let it heat up?
Yeah, just heat it through. Okay, so it was a whole stick of butter is what I put. Okay, and then we're just going to top it off with some marshmallows. And if you don't overcook it, you know, you won't have that burn thing on the marshmallows. I'm going to add a few more. But when you're done with this, you don't see the marshmallows, but you taste it. And, you know, I don't really like it when it's crusted over or anything like that. So really that's it. Just put it in the oven and heat it through. And I don't know, we'll time this and see how long it takes. But that's it. Candied yams. Thanks for watching.